Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Celestine and it's so good to have you here today for this foundational standing only heavy ankle weight workout. Now, if you don't have the heavy ankle weights, you can also use light ankle weights or you can just use your own body resistance. But we're going to be using this piece of equipment today to work on our thighs. Go ahead and grab it and we're going to start the warm up. All right, let's take our feet on a nice hip stance position and you're going to take your foot out to the side, push your hip back and get a little stretch in that inner thigh on one side and then take it back to home, step to the other side. Step it out and sit and release. So you're gonna go here for 8, just a little hip shift and sit and step it out and release. Now, if you today do not feel comfortable doing these exercises standing, you can also hold onto a chair so that you're not gonna feel like your balance is all over the place, and take a break at any time if you need. And then just get back into it. You can also, like I said, do it with no ankle weights if you prefer just to go a little bit less intense. I'm using 3-pound ankle weights and they are from P-Volve. If you don't have those, use whatever ones you have in your home. Good. You have 2 more. And final one. Beautiful job. Now, step your foot back behind you and we're going to do a little stretch. Reach your hands up towards the ceiling and then take it in and reset, take it to the other side. Heel is down, step your foot back, reach and release and reset. If you do not feel comfortable with reaching your hands up, maybe you have a shoulder injury, just step back and then you're just going to take the other foot and step back and do the same thing. You'll feel a huge stretch in your calves when you do this. Reach, take it in and reach, take it in. 2 more times. And final one. Great. Now, keep your right foot back where it was behind you, and all you're going to do is step it to the corner and move your hips to the front corner. So you rotate your hips, step, and you rotate your hips back to that 6 o'clock or behind you position. Little rotate and release. Now check my front foot. My front foot did not spin out when I did this. My front foot stays looking forward, and it's my hips that are doing the twisting into that stance leg rather than the toe moving. So it's going to give a huge stretch on your hips. If you feel discomfort in your knees, then just don't go so far out to the corner. You can keep it a little bit smaller. Last 2. And last 1. Switch it other side. So foot goes back. Pivot your body so that you're facing the corner. If you had flashlights on your hips, they'd be facing front right now. And then they face the corner. Your heel is down. You should get a nice big stretch in your lower leg. And you get a big stretch on your glute of the non-moving leg. Stance leg. Last 2. And final 1. And then finally take it back to home and let's do some marches. Marching in place. And you get a big stretch in your glutes. Lifting up, warming up your core. And just getting that nice core activation, stabilization activation in your hips. Last 2, and then you're going to kick your butt back with your heels. And heel kick, kicking that booty, and feeling the quads open up and stretch. You got last 3, and last 2, and last 1, and rest. Now I recommend having no shoes on. You're going to circle your foot, and the reason for this is you can get a little bit better connectivity with the floor. You can really feel everything that you're doing. So if you have your shoes on, you can go ahead and take them off and then continue with these ankle circles. Other side, circle through the ankle, and just allow your body just to kind of really feel engaged with everything that you're going to be doing today. And last 2, get your ankle weights on in 1. Okay, so again, like I said, these are 3-pound ankle weights. We're going to focus on our thighs today. And at any point, if it's too much, take a break. You can sit down, keep a chair close by if you need to hold on to it to help with your balance. And we're going to have fun. You ready for it? Okay. So starting here, take your foot, standing with those toes looking forward, step out nice and wide, and then go into a deep set, and take it up, and then take it back to home. So you're going to feel the front side of your thighs working here. You step out, and then you go really deep in your sit. Take it in and release. Now what you don't want to do is let your knees collapse in like this, and you don't want to round in your body like this. You want to take it standing up tall, out, and then push your butt down. Let those knees go forward, and then really keep your spine nice and straight as you sit back as if you're trying to sit into a chair. And you take it in. 2 more times. Sit. If you feel really tight in your calves, then feel free to turn your toes out just a little bit, and that'll help you with your sits. Last one. And stay here. Now you're just gonna sit and release. Sit and release. Again, if you need to have those toes turned out slightly, have them turned out. Don't let your knees collapse in. Feel your thighs working. And you got last 5, 4, 3, point your toe in 2 on the right side, and 1. Point your toe and stay in your sit, down. Point, sit. All the way. Rocking to it and then sitting back, feeling your thigh working. And you have last 4, 3, get ready to tuck your toe back behind you, 2, to the back corner of your mat or to the room, and 1. Stay here. Tap it back and sit. Tap it back, sit. Really feeling that thigh on the other side working. Woo! And 4, 3, 2, 1, and shake it out. Nice job. Immediately to the other side. Sit deep, come up, sit deep, come up, and sit, and in. Let's just stay on this side. Sit, and in. Good. Again, you don't have to use your arms if you don't want to. I'm just moving it because it feels comfortable. But if you prefer just to keep them at your chest, keep them at your chest, keep them at your hips. Last 2. Then we stay down there. 1, stay down here. Little up, little down, little up, down. Keep those knees wide. Put your hands on the outsides of your thighs. If you feel like your knees are falling inward, use those hands to give you feedback to not let them collapse in. Last 2. Get ready for your toe tap. In 1. Now, toe tapped and sit. Toe tap, sit. Got 8, 7. Making sure to keep your spine straight. Squeeze your abdominals to help support your spine. And you just go down, slightly up, down, slightly up. 2, and then we take it back. And 1. Take it back. Reach, sit, reach, sit, stretch behind you. Really lengthen through the foot. So you're back, sit in. Back, sit. Now this is different than when we do a hinge pattern or our P-sit, as some of you may know, because in this case, we're having a little bit more on our thighs. Last 1, and release. Whew. So you should have felt a lot on the thighs there as we were doing this, instead of in the butt. If you do more this motion at the hips, you're getting it a lot more butt. If you do more down motion and up motion, you get a little bit more on the front of your legs. Nice job. All right, so now you're gonna take your foot, step forward, step wide, step in, and then knee pull. So back, wide, in, knee pull. And you got 8. Nice and wide, in, knee pull. And from the front, I'm leaning forward, I'm stretching my foot with the heel down, in, and then I knee pull. Good. Let's go for 8, wide, knee pull. And 7, wide, and knee pull. And 6, feel the butt now slightly working. 5, and 4. Good. And 3, really hinge at that hip, push the butt back behind you. And 2, all this leg is working, that stance leg. Last 1, and stay there, lift the leg up behind you. Up and down, up, down. Keep yourself in that hinge position, Leaning forward, and then hold at the top, take it down. Hold at the top, take it down. Squeeze. Close your hips, try not to open the hips up like this. Don't open them up. Keep them looking down to the floor. Have your spine nice and long and straight. And you got last 3, and 2, and 1, and switch it other side. So you step your foot forward, and then you go wide, you go narrow, knee pull, take it down with the heel down, wide, narrow, knee pull, and in. And you should feel the glute working as you take this up and down. You'll feel your quad working, and then you'll feel also your inner thigh stretch just a little bit. You got 8, and pull, and 7. Good. Stay seated in this front leg. If you're standing upright, you're not going to feel anything. You're just standing like this. It's going to be like so easy. So really lean forward, push your butt back. And we got 5. You see how my spine is straight? I'm not rounding in my posture. And I'm not overly sticking out my ribs. I'm keeping my ribs down, abs engaged. Last 3. Front knee is watching that second toe. It's not turning inwards, and it's not popping outwards. Last 2. Last 1. And hold it here, and pick up that heel, lift up, take it down. Now don't kick and move your back as you do this. Everything's still in your abdominals. Use your butt. Lift up, down. Pause at the top for a second if you can. So you hold it here, take it down. Hold it up, take it down. Good, you got last 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Nice job. Now, take your foot and step it to the back corner of your mat. You're standing up nice and tall here, and then step your foot back in. Step your foot out, step your foot in. Legs are straight, they're not locked. Step it out, and you'll feel this thigh kind of get a nice stretch as you step back. 2 more times like that, and then we're going to add a sit. Last one. All right, now add a sit. Stay here, and then push your butt back behind you. Sit, and come up. Sit, and up. So rather than going down like that, push your butt. So you're not really going down, you're creating this kind of folding with your body kind of at the hips, folding over and stretching and then releasing. 2 more times, and last one. Awesome. Now add those together. Take it back, fold, and take it in. Back, fold, squeeze your glutes, take it in. Back, stretch, and 2 more. Out, stretch, in, last one. Out, stretch, in, and stay there. Hold it here, stay in this position, and step your foot wide, take it in. Take your foot even further back behind you, and then pull it back in. Stay in this push back position. Feel your butt engage, and feel your thighs stretch. Good. You're kind of creating this V shape with your body, so you're kind of folded over at the hips. You got last 3, 2, 1, and pick up that back heel. Do the same thing. Back, in. Push your butt back, back, in. Step every time. You got 4, 3, 2, step it back to home. Keep that heel up, in 1. So stand up tall, push your butt back and sit. Stand up tall, push it back. Nice job. Reach, and 4, 3, 2, and final 1. Nice job. Let's go to the other side immediately. Step your foot wide and take it in. Wide, legs are straight. and you're going to the back corner. So if you have your mat with you, you're not stepping behind you at 6 o'clock like this, you're stepping over to that corner so that you're on this diagonal. Get that foot all the way back. Last two. Last one, and stay here. Now, push your hips back, bend the knees, and then come all the way up. Push those hips back and up. Feel the glutes lengthen as you push your hips back. Feel your spine stay nice and straight as you push your hips back. Abs are tight. You got two more. Squeeze your booty when you come up and release and take it in. Do that in 2 motions. Back, hinge, up, and home. Back diagonal, hinge, up, and home. And 2 more like this. And last one. Final. Stay there. Good. Now hold it here and just step off the mat and on the mat. Or you step towards the wall behind you and in towards me, towards the front. In and out. Pushing your booty back the whole time. Feel that stretch in the glutes. And you got last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now pick up that heel, same thing. Little back, little in. Back, in, back, in. You got last 2, 1. Step it all the way to home and take it back and sit. All the way up, back. 4 to go. 3. Now, if you didn't have the chair, you're going to want the chair next to. And final 1. And release. Take your front leg that you just were standing on and toe tap it with your inner thigh, looking towards the front of the room, hold on to a chair. Little lift up and back to home. Tap, lift, down, standing up tall. Rotate the leg, lift, and release. And this standing leg is not locked. Keep it soft. And then every time you rotate, turning that knee to the corner, and then you lift from your thigh up. You got last 2. And final 1. And good. Just little lifts up and down. Squeeze your abdominals. If this doesn't feel good for you, don't go so high. And little lifts. Doesn't need to be high. You got last 3. And 2. Hold it to the front. And 1. Hold it here. Turn your foot down towards the floor. Turn your foot up towards the ceiling. Or inner thigh towards the side of the room, inner thigh towards the ceiling. And you're just doing a little rotation from the thigh. You got last 4, and 3, and 2, 1. Hold it there, straighten your foot, and bend it. Straighten the foot, bend it. Keep that knee looking to the side of the room the whole time. Bend, tap, pull it in and bend. We got last 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Shake it out. Good. Now, if that felt uncomfortable on your hip flexor when you're doing this, you can also take off the ankle weight to feel a little bit better. All right. So you tap your foot, turn the end of the thigh to the ceiling, lift it, lower it, and release it. Tap. I'll show you from the angle. Down, release. Point it, lift it, in, release. Get that full rotation. And you got last 3. And we got 2. And we got 1. Stay here and just do the lifts. Up and down. Up and down. Good. Again, you can keep it small if you want to. You don't have to go super big. You can also put your hand under your thigh. If you feel this too much in your hip flexor, tighten your abdominals. Last 3. And 2. Hold it up there. 1. Drop your foot down to the floor, inner thigh towards the ceiling. Foot to the floor, ceiling. Little rotation of the leg. Last 3. And 2. And 1. Tap it and pull it in. Tap, pull it in. Good. Feel that inner thigh working every time that you're pulling your leg in and then releasing. You got last 3, and 2, and 1, and shake it out. Nice job. Take your feet nice and wide, and then just do a little sway side to side, just kind of opening up your thighs, and take it back to home. All right, so now you're gonna go with your foot nice and wide at that front position. Feel the stretch and take it in. Go to the other side. Step it wide and take it in. Out, in. So you're going on that front diagonal, you're reaching, and then you take it to home. Little stretches. Last 2, and last 1. Good. Now stay in this front position. Pick up the back foot, toe tap side, toe tap back behind you. Toe tap side, toe tap behind, and just really reach your leg out as far as you can. Good. You got last 5. You're sitting in your hip, and 4, pushing the booty back, 3, and 2, and 1. Stay to the side, little lift up, little lower down. Up, feel the outer thigh working now. And lift. Good. Squeeze. And don't go super big and flaring your leg around. Keep it small, lean slightly over, and just lift from the outer hip, outer glute, lower down. And you got last 5, and 4, 3, hold on to the chair if you need to, 2, final 1. Now twist your knee up towards the ceiling, knee down towards the floor. Knee up, knee down. And you can toe tap and do this, toe tap and do this, or you can hover the leg and do this. Little twist of the leg. You got 4, and 3, 2, knee forward, pull the knee in, and press it away. Hovering off of the floor, or you can toe tap. Toe tap and pick it up, toe tap down, or you hover to give it a little bit slightly more intensity. And last 3, and 2, and 1, step it back in. Back to that position. This time you're going to cross. Cross it over, take it in. Cross it over, take it in. So last time we went wide with our feet. This time we're doing cross diagonals and taking it in. And little steps, cross, and you got last 4. Feel the hips stretch, 3, and 2, and 1. Take your foot out to that front corner. The leg is back behind you, toe tap. Toe tap it side, toe tap it back. Again, from this side it looks like this. You go sideways, you go back. Little toe taps, little releases. Hold on to your chair, push your booty back behind you. Don't stand up tall like this. Hinge in the hip. And last 2, abs are engaged. Last 1, and stay here. Lift it up, lower either to the floor and take it off 2 inches and lower down, or you hover and hold, and then you go a little up and a little down. Nice job, everyone. Good. And lift. Whew. You got last 4, 3. Get ready for that rotation of your moving leg. 2, and final 1. Hold it there, knee up towards the ceiling, knee down to the floor. Or maybe you keep it smaller. Maybe you just go forward and then you just kind of go up a little. Little rotation through that thigh. And you got last 3, and 2, or you're toe tapping every time. And 1, and knee pull. Pull it in and take it out. Little pull. You're not going all the way in like this. You're not kicking. It's very small. Stop, release. Stop, release. Good. Feel the thigh, the outer thigh working. Last 3, 2, and 1, and shake it out. Nice. Shake it out. Kick your heels to your butt and just kind of open up the legs and just Breathe into the motion. Let yourself kind of release any tightness you may feel in your hips. You got last 3. And we got 2. And we have 1. And beautiful job. Now, hold on to your chair. You're going to step all the way forward. Pick up your back heel. Tap it to the floor. And then rock yourself forward. Pick up your front foot and take it down. So you take it forward. Pick up the back heel. Take it down. And then rock. Pick it up and take it down. And squeeze into it. And lift. And alternate. And lift. You got 2 more like this. Picking up that foot every time. Last 3. And last 2. Last 1. Stay here and little lifts. And release. You can toe tap and then pull that heel towards your butt slightly and take it down, holding onto your chair. Or you hover the whole time and then you take it slightly bent and even more bent. So it's L shape and then you curl it in. Good. You got last 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Now you're going to sit back into your hip. Sit into the hip, all the way back as if you're trying to sit in a chair. And then you stand up nice and tall. Sit into the hip and stand up tall. Good. Little sit. And feel the glutes stretch as you do this. Feel the hamstring stretch. Bending your back leg that you just had been pulling that heel towards your butt. You got last 3. Push your booty back. 2. And final 1. Stay there, holding the sit, and then take your foot wide, take it in. Wide, center. Little taps. Good. And you're sitting back in this leg. If this doesn't feel good for you, go a little bit higher. But the more you can sit back, don't round in your posture, spine is straight, working that glute, working that hamstring. You got 4, 3, 2, and 1, and shake it out. Good. Kick your heel to your butt again, and just stretch. Feel that hamstring working, a little bit of the glute working. Feel the thighs open up as you're just marching your feet back and forth. You got last 3, and 2. Grab your chair if you need to again, rocking forward and backwards in 1. Now, you step, you pull the heel towards your butt, you release, and you pick up your front leg. You step, pick that heel up towards your butt, and then release. And you got 6. Show you from the corner or from the side. And lift. 5, 4, 3, 2. Get ready to stay there. And final 1, holding to your chair, pull the heel up and tap it to the floor. Up and down. Or you don't tap the floor and you just go short and then even shorter. Short and shorter. Working in that. Nice job. Squeeze and lift. Get ready. You're going to use that leg that you're just lifting right now. You're going to sit back in 3 and 2, 1. Step your foot back and sit into the hip and then come up standing straight. Sit into the hip. Try to keep your heel down if you don't have that flexibility in your calf. You can also put your foot on something, elevate it, and then it'll give you a little bit less tension in your calf and your hamstring. Last 2. Back. And then stay seated there in 1. Step your foot forward, wide, and center. Wide and center. So rather than just plop it down like this, control it. Tap, tap, tap. And you're sitting all your weight into this booty. And you got last 4, 3. Sit into that hip. 2. Last 1. And march it out, open up those hamstrings, those glutes, and march it. Almost done here. We got last 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Nice. Now, take your feet, turn them out, and step nice and wide. Deep, deep sit. Step it in. Other side. Turn out your toes. Deep, deep sit. Take it in. Deep, deep sit. And stretch. Hands on the hips if you'd like. Toes are turned out every time. And you got last 4, and 3, 2, 1. Stay in this wide position. Now step your foot forward slightly. Take it forward and take it back. Take it forward to that front angle. Take it back. Forward, in. Stay seated in your thighs. And rotate your pelvis. Pelvis looks front, pelvis looks the corner. You got this. 4, and we got 3, we got 2, final 1, hold it here, and tap, sit, point the toe, release, and you got last 2, last 1, and stay there, and toe tap front, toe tap side. Stand up tall, point your foot to the front, and then point your hips to the corner and release. Toe tap front, turn those hips. Front and tap, rotate hips. You got 4, 3, 2, 1, back to home, other side. Sit and up. Sit, toes are still turned out. You got 4 like this with toes turned out. 3, and then we're going to turn our toes in. And then we'll go back to toes out. And 1, good, turn your toes in, same thing. This is an awkward one. You won't be able to go super deep. And just little alternate sits. I know this feels awkward. This is kind of that pigeon-toed position that we're not used to, but we're just doing a few of these. No biggie. Last 3. Get ready to turn your toes out. 2, 1. Toes turned out again. Out. Same thing again. Out. And 4, 3. Hands can be completely still. 2. On your hips. Last 1. Stay here. Now, walk your foot slightly in. Take it back out. You just step slightly forward, and then you step it in. And again, you're staying in your sit. Don't stand up tall and do this. You won't really feel anything there. Go low. How low can you go is the name of the game. And you got last 4. Feel that thigh working. 3. Feel your booty working. 2. Woo. 1. Hold it here and point the toe and release and point, release, point, release. You got 4, 3, 2, get ready to stand. 1, and toe tap in, sit back to it. Take it forward, sit into the hip. So you stand up tall, the toes turned out, and then you push your butt back and you release. Turn, release, up. So these very micro movements, it sometimes doesn't feel like you're doing that crazy much, but all these little micro movements that you're doing is really gonna get your thighs nice and beautiful. Last 2, last 1, and shake it out. All right, and that's it. Kick your foot back, open up the thighs, and let yourself cool down. Make sure you don't miss the cool down, that's important. We're gonna take off our ankle weights in just a second. And slow little march. These are really great when you do marches to help strengthen your hip flexors. If you have really tight hip flexors and you're like, oh, I stretch them, I massage them, I do whatever I can, and they still just feel uncomfortable, maybe do a few of these. And last two, last one, and take off those weights. Great job today. So you're gonna take off those weights. And again, hold on to a chair if you need. Pull one heel towards your butt and feel the front part of your leg stretch, your upper thigh. Try to keep your knees in line with each other. Try not to let your knee come forward. And just feel that quad open up. And then when you're ready, switch it, take it to the other side. Same thing. And that was an excellent job. I'm super impressed. Sometimes you just want to go a little bit less intensity at first, just to really feel. Maybe that was intense for you. But sometimes it's good to just really focus on the movements, and as you get stronger, we can add more advanced levels. So awesome job today for sticking it out and being present in your body and just following me along in this class. All right, take your feet nice and wide. You're gonna reach down towards your opposite foot with your opposite hand. You can take it to the other side, do the same thing, reach. One more time each direction, or just do whatever stretch you need to do. And one more time. You can also have your hand on your thigh if that feels more comfortable, and just kind of rest your hand on your mat. And then pull your knee towards your chest, holding onto the chair if you need to, and just feel your glutes stretch. So you're just like that. Don't round in your posture. Really stay up nice and tall. And then switch it, other side. And then finally, take your leg back behind you, heel is down, and then you'll feel that quad open up. And then if you'd like, reach your arm over and just stretch. If this doesn't feel good to move your arms, then just push your hip to the side. Push your hip, and then just hold it there. Just reach, really reach out of your spine, lengthen long. Feel that whole side of your body, your hip flexor open up, your quad open up, your calf. And other side, heel is down, push your hip to the side, feel that opening on your hip flexor. Or reach your hand overhead to really get that deep, deep, deep stretch. And there you have it. Thank you so much for joining this lower body standing only foundational workout using the heavy ankle weights. Please write in the comments below what you'd like to see next, and I will see you again soon. Have a wonderful day.